Most of us were taught history as something that happened long ago. But what if it's not behind us at all? What if it's a blueprint some leaders are still using today? This video isn't about political parties. It's not about who you voted for. It's about what happens, historically, when one man believes he is the state. So let me ask you, did you ever learn about the man who said, "I am the state"? His name was Louis XIV. He ruled France for 72 years, the longest reign in European history. Though his time on the throne ended over 300 years ago, the decisions he made and their consequences still hold a mirror to our present. In 2025, that mirror reflects someone closer to home, Donald J. Trump. And what makes this comparison so serious isn't drama, it's pattern. It's precedent, it's historical fact. Let's explore how these two men, separated by centuries, used the same methods to gain power, maintain control, and leave behind lasting turmoil. Louis XIV became King of France as a child, ruling from 1643 until his death in 1715. He's most famous for centralizing power under the monarchy and building the Palace of Versailles, a project so massive it drained national resources while the people struggled to survive. He believed the state existed to serve him, not the other way around. He demanded complete loyalty from nobles, controlled the press through official publications, and eliminated checks on his authority. He called himself the Sun King, suggesting everything revolved around him. By the time he died, France was deeply in debt, politically unstable, and socially divided. His legacy directly contributed to the French Revolution, and just 2 generations later, his heir, King Louis XVI, was executed by guillotine. Donald Trump is not a monarch, but his approach to leadership, his public statements, behavior in office, and ongoing influence echoes patterns historians recognize from authoritarian rulers. This comparison isn't about costumes or titles. It's about function, how power is gained, used, and protected. And on that level, the similarities are striking. Let's walk through them. Louis XIV ruled for 72 years. Donald Trump is back in office, having suggested he wants to run for a 3rd term, something never done in U.S. history. Louis said, "I am the state." Trump said, "I alone can fix it." Both rejected shared governance in favor of personal authority. Louis removed nobles who resisted him. Trump fired or attacked officials who challenged him. Louis censored the press. Trump called the free press fake news and launched his own media platform. Louis's wars and palaces left France in debt. Under Trump, the national debt rose nearly $8 trillion due to tax cuts, military spending, and COVID relief. Louis ruled a society divided between clergy and starving commoners. Trump's America is deeply polarized, with violent incidents like the January 6 Capitol riot. Louis's legacy helped cause the French Revolution. Trump's presidency ended with a contested election and lasting damage to trust in democracy. Louis used portraits, ceremonies, and Versailles, a palace symbolizing absolute power. Trump admires Louis XIV and models Mar-a-Lago and the Oval Office's lavish gold decor after Versailles. Both use luxury and spectacle to show power and demand loyalty. Louis reduced regional powers to become sole authority. Trump questioned courts, attacked law enforcement, and undermined elections. Louis fought wars to protect his dynasty. Trump appointed family as advisors and hinted at future campaigns involving them. Versailles was a theater of power. Trump's presidency was defined by rallies, viral tweets, and spectacle. History doesn't always repeat itself exactly, but it echoes. Louis XIV didn't wake up one day and destroy France. The damage was slow, subtle, covered by pageantry, normalized by supporters, justified by popularity. But when he was gone, the structures were too hollow to survive. When the collapse came, it was violent, chaotic, and unavoidable. In America today, we still have a choice. We aren't bound to repeat the past. But if we refuse to learn, if we keep ignoring the patterns, history isn't just a lesson. It's a warning. Most of us don't hear these comparisons in the news. Not because they aren't real, but because the media often buries the patterns beneath daily headlines. That's why I wrote Buried Headlines, a citizen's guide to the lies we live under. It's not a conspiracy book. It's not partisan. It's about the patterns we miss, the ones hiding in plain sight. Because when power hides behind spectacle, distraction, or division, it's easy to overlook how history is repeating right in front of us. We don't need more panic. We need more awareness. Democracy doesn't disappear overnight. It's chipped away by ego, loyalty, and silence. Louis XIV left behind a palace and a legacy of collapse. We decide what Trump leaves behind.